Hello and thanks for staying with us. Customs Formation intercepts more containers of drugs from importers operating at the nation's seaports. Also on customs reports, the semi-customs controller takes over from FOU controller who has now been posted to semi-border, while the assistant controller general of customs speaks on 962 at Tinkan Customs Command. Plus, more report. I am Igiseme Idinye. Stay tuned. The Assistant Controller General of Nigerian Customs Service in charge of Zone A has said that Tinkan Customs Command will continue to promote the policies of customs management. He made a pledge when he paid a working visit to Tinkan Customs Command, where he was received by the Customs Area Controller. A guard of honor was mounted by the men.
God ready. Sir. Down. Shoulder down. General salute. Breathe.
His address, he urged customs officers to continue to follow the laid down rules by the government. He speaks more on 962 and also generation of revenue for the government.
We have some areas that we need to talk about because those areas made our job. First of all, the issue of revenue. Part of our statutory duty is to collect, account for revenue. It happens that revenue that is being collected here is import duty. We do collect for others or for other agencies that need not to be here for the fact that whatever is collected on their behalf would be remitted to them as collected. We have their confidence. I think we too should have this. This area is blessed, and the area of revenue, blessed in the sense that the head is not an ordinary head. It's a known and renowned. It's a celebrated custom officer. Well-grounded in the major areas that made tariff and trade unit. No doubt that MBA, as he is generally known, is a guru in the areas of classification, areas of valuation, and other areas that will definitely, if used, will not stop this area of collecting revenue, but it will get promoted to generating revenue. Like I used to say, a custom officer who is a collector is only being advised to collect. But a custom officer who is a generator, he will look at what you declare and he will definitely put you in your right place. Because the technicality is there for him to play with your intelligence. If you are not well grounded, if you are not knowledgeable, you just collect. By so doing, he advised you and you complied. But where you refuse to take that advice, you go further to find out what is that he is trying to hide for his own benefit. You deny him that, you refuse him that. Now you are moved from revenue collector to revenue generator. In fact, I believe there will be no doubt for any quarter whatsoever. MBA remain one officer that the entire service is proud of. And this area, for the strategic position it has in Nigeria Customs Service, it is not every controller that will be posted here as CAC. It is not.
The Federal Operation Unit Zone A has intercepted over 12 sacks of pangolin seizure worth millions of naira. The outgoing controller in charge of Zone A, Mohammed, said that customs will be ready to arrest any importer that bring into Nigerian contraband items. He said that this arrested suspect will make the face the law.
This is pangolin. You are aware that every year on the 26th of January, International Customs Day is being marked worldwide to recognize agencies and individual customs officers who have performed well in the discharge of their duties. Along the line, this is about 4 or 5 times that our warehouse operations have been able to intercept these products, which they are endangered species. In 1953, when the Customs Cooperation Council was initiated, 17 European countries attended the meeting. Then in 1994, it gave birth to World Customs Organization, of which Nigeria is a member. Today, there are 179 countries in the world that are members of the World Customs Organization. Now, the essence of the organization is to harmonize, simplify customs operations, instrument, and procedure. And it also recognizes the importance of individual and customs officers who have done wonderfully well. It is not the amount of seizures of containers and general goods that are being seized. The World Customs Organization recognizes spectacular seizures, such as pangolin scale, elephant tusks, and drugs. To be recalled, in the other time when we had press conference, the Minister of Environment came here to partner and recognize with us and commended us that pangolin scale is export prohibition worldwide. They are protected by the international treaty, of which there is CITES, which is Convention in International Trade in Endangered Species. There are 2 types in the world. They are found in southern China, they are found in Africa, they are also found in Vietnam. Now these pangolin scale, as you see them, they are being used for traditional medicine in China and other countries. The black market in China is active for this. And they are also being eaten as bushmeat, even in Africa, because I understand for those who eat, they say it's very delicious. They are also being used for malaria fever, for nervousness, for deafness, and historical in child crime.
Goods worth over 2 billion naira have been seized by the Federal Operation Unit Zone A of the Nigerian Customs Service. The outgoing controller, who used the opportunity to warn will-be importers to desist from smuggling activities into the country, so that his men are ready to implement government measures to the latter.
We have raised the standard of Federal Operation Zone A. To be very honest, I keep on saying, even if people don't like us, facts and figures speak for us. There is no doubt about that. So along this line, I welcome my colleague and I wish you success in their new assignment. While I will learn from his rich experience, to be very honest with you, let me tell you, yesterday when I was there, we had gathered like this. Every agency of government praised him. They didn't want to say if there is a way they could protest to let the customs service know to carry, they could have done so. You see, that is the spirit of living together, because that is the culture and the behavior of the border community. It is a smaller community, it's just like a family. On this note, like I said, the basis of international politics is local politics. He has not minding the international corridor, it is still a local environment. Like I told him yesterday, I'm going to localize myself with the people there, understand their way of life, their culture, while at the same time we'll also take note of the international passengers passing. So in the same vein, please kindly, I want you to continue to contribute to his success.
The newly appointed Customs Area Controller in charge of FU Zone A, Ali Mohammed, who came in from Seme, said that no smuggler will be left unpunished.
Giving me a welcome seizure. It's a welcome seizure to me. I really welcome it because I was part of the press conference of the seizure, so I really welcome it. I don't know what to say about Mohammed. People say I talk too much, but I'll talk briefly today. Yes, Mohammed is a friend, a colleague, at the same time a brother. We started 88, up to this date, we don't have any cracker. When we're in the helicopter, they say in Kagara or Mikagabuzu, when you see Mohammed, you must see the other Mohammed. The tire controller, Banke, even demonstrated it one time. They are just standing with the ACGs. They saw him crossing. They said, I went to his colleague. She said, hold on, give him 1 minute. After 1 minute, I just want to say, see now, they're always together. So see how God wants it. Mohammed taking over from Mohammed. So the same Mohammed that is leaving you, the same Mohammed is coming to you, which I promise to continue where he started, where he's coming. This officer has done wonderfully. He has raised the morale, the name, the everything of the operation. He has made the seizure that has not been ever made before for the 130 years custom or. He said it. It's not by press or by whatever. It's by statistics. You go and see physically. So the cooperation you give him, please, I want the same cooperation. Because he cannot do it alone without you. He's just an administrator. You are the tools, you are the field officers, and you are the one that message you. So please, I want the same cooperation. Unfortunately, when I look around, I saw most of you, I work with them. But I heard someone say, the one that can buy an Kanta. Being working with me, being my friend, please be very careful. You have to do what you are sent here to do. No compromise. I'm ready to defend any of my officers who have done rightly. But if you go on your own, you carry a cross. I will even help you to dismiss yourself. So please and please, I want the same cooperation. Mohammed, you are going to I'll call it a small society, but it's not a small society, it's a very larger society. You see how big the operation was so big, about 6 command, the large area, the whatever you can call it. But that small corridor they're talking about is as big as Nigeria, because all the eyes are there. He works in an ideal society where he deals with human beings and goods. There, he's going to work with 2 sets of people. The international community, the local community, whom believe that it's their birthright to carry and cross. I can't call them smugglers, they are not smugglers. They are carriers. Smugglers only use them to get what they want. So please give me that maximum cooperation.
You are watching the program Customs Report. The Apapa Customs Area Command has impounded 13 containers of tramadol at the port. The outgoing controller of the custom has this to say.
Details of the activities of the command within the last 7 months are as follows. Revenue. The Apapa Area Command between the months of January and July 2018 collected a total of 210 billion, 260 million, 123,203 naira and 203 naira and 7 kobo. This shows 84.6% collection of the 7 months target. This in keeping with the promise of the Customs Area Control, the Customs Service, of its resolve. This is in keeping with the promise of the Customs Area Controller of the resolve of the command to maintain her lead in revenue collection. The prevailing harsh economic conditions, as evidenced by low cargo throughput, notwithstanding. The significance of this unrivaled attainment will be appreciated when placed at par with the command's collection in the preceding year 2017, which was 196 billion 701 million 774,227 naira and 7 kobo. From the foregoing analysis of the revenue collection in the command, the last 7 months collection of over 210 billion naira is more than what was collected in the preceding year by 13 billion 558 million 348,000 naira and 26 kobo. This shows an increase of 6.9% over the total of sum of money collected during the preceding year. The breakdown of the monthly revenue collection for the command between the months of January through July this year is as follows. January 31.31 billion, over 31 billion, February 24.8 billion, March 25.9 billion, April 28.4 billion, May 33.0 billion, June 33.5 billion, July 33.5 billion as well. Bringing the total, to 210 billion, 206 million, 123,203 naira and 7 kobo.
The newly appointed area controller who took over from Controller Jupin Musa, who has been posted to Abuja, also said that importers should beware and they should come to the port with all their documents as approved by government.
It is with mixed feelings that we're both here. From my own side, specifically because I knew and I recognize the type of step the outgoing controller has left behind. Looking and presuming how my own leg will fit into that shoe he's leaving behind. Before I say anything, I would like to most sincerely appreciate his high level of hospitality, his high level of professionalism, to which I believe all of you agree with me. He's a veteran. I have served under him before. We have quite a number of types of stakeholders, and each and every stakeholder knows the responsibilities he has with regards to import and export guidelines, with regards to their basic responsibilities with the Nigerian Customs Service. What I just need to advise all the stakeholders is to maintain the tempo with the Nigerian Customs Service, the level to which we are moving, because we are moving with the possibility of about 30 steps ahead of all other stakeholders and even some other government agencies alike. In terms of ICT, I think so far Nigerian Customs Service is the leading agency. So my advice to the stakeholders is to come along with us and at the same time maintain the high level of integrity with regards to their declaration. Honest, sincere, and objective declaration with regards to imports, exports, and all such clearance of cargoes within, that is the incoming and outgoing, within the port. This is my candid advice.
The Krikri Lighter Terminal Command of the Customs has again intercepted military boats stuck right inside container imported into the country. The outgoing controller said that the KLT will also perform examination on goods shipped into the country.
To present to you this 1 by 40 feet container of various items, including military boots, which is absolute prohibition, because any consignment, importation under the military, anything that has to do with the military items, it has to come from the military themselves to import it with end user certificate, because it's going to be strictly used for the military. As you are all aware, with the insecurity we have today, for such importation to come under the guise of various goods is liable to seizure. So in the course of our examination, this 1 by 40 feet container, which originated from Bahamas, came as manifested cutting machine for aluminum products. But on examination, we discover various items. Among this, we have 223 cartons of military boots, totaling 460 pieces. So immediately we saw this, the next thing we did was to examine the whole content of these containers, and we discovered other items which were not manifested. So the normal thing we should do is for us to detain the container. So under detention, we now had to cease because most of the items were not manifested. All the items were not manifested. So this is absolute prohibition and false declaration.
Why the newly appointed area controller has this to say?
I want to assure you that there's nothing new in this handing over and taking over. It is a time of continuity. That much you know. Everything Controller Wushishi has said has to do with what is going on from where I'm coming from. At the Lagos Industrial Command, we're one very big happy family. And so you're welcome to our family, where things will take off from where she's stopping. And she has already told you to cooperate. We don't have a choice but to toe. We have to toe her line and improve on whatever she has done before.
Just before I round up this week edition of the program Customs Report, we brought you a report where the ACG in charge of Zone A says that importers operating at the nation's port should come clean with all their documents. For me, Igeseme Itinye, thanks for watching.